Hey, this is Raulh. Please act right.
What I really want Black women to understand is that we are to be accepting of our positioning as the least desirable in society.
And who's to blame for that? Black men, right? So I wonder why she's saying black women are the least desired.
So I'm going to ask you directly.
Yeah.
Do you want a divorce?
I do want a divorce.
So you want to be done?
Yeah. I don't care if she send me back to my country. I just want a peace of mind.
And that's an African man who married an American black woman, and he's getting a taste of what we deal with as black men in America. And he's willing to give up his green card for it. Listen again.
I don't care if she send me back to my country. I just want a peace of mind.
You should get the memo that nobody really wants a black woman. Thus, if anybody was to find themselves willing to take up with us, we should be happy, we should be grateful, and we should shut up about it.
No, you don't have to shut up about it. But if you have the right man, what we need you to do is learn to respect and appreciate us when are doing right by you.
I'm doing everything for her. You know, I'm not getting that appreciation. You know, when somebody do something for you, you give appreciation. That person will want to do more.
Exactly. And that's what men from Western culture are doing for women overseas.
And if you are a black woman that dares to push back.
And what does pushback mean? Yelling to the top of your lungs every time we have a disagreement?
So you don't want to be a woman. No, you don't want to be a woman because you don't want to brain yourself every day.
Azar, yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument.
So you're hearing this directly. He's saying he wants a divorce.
Now stop and think about what's happening here. This is an African man who lived in Africa and was okay with coming to America. Now he's in America, married to a black woman who has robbed him of his peace to the point where not only does he want a divorce, but he's okay with giving up his green card and going back to Africa. That's how bad his marriage was with this black woman. Wow. Now, I'm not saying all black women in America are like this, but unfortunately, too many of them are. And here's a black woman that's not like that, who's going to say exactly what needs to be said about the ones who are a problem to black men.
First of all, let's be clear. It's not that black women are undesirable. The personality of a lot of black modern women is undesirable. The stigma of you feel like you don't need a man, can't nobody tell you nothing. The mindset of a lot of black women is undesirable. And instead of dealing with the root of the issues, sometimes we want to just play like, oh my goodness, nobody want black women. Where you getting that from? The truth is a lot of black women are a product of a generation of other black women screaming to the top of their lungs, I don't need a man. And when you carry that same type of ideology, you carry that into your mindset and in the way that you show up in relationships, then it's not that black women are undesirable. You may be undesirable. Your personality may be undesirable. The idea that you want to emasculate black men, that is what's undesirable. So let's not confuse the two.
Unfortunately, within the last 9 to 12 months, 5 Black American females have been unalived under circumstances that are less than clear. It is also the case that within the last week or so, a Black British female has been unalived at the hands of people who took her out in the Gambia as well. Fortunately, there's already been one arrest in the situation involving the Black British female.
And I find it interesting that these black women lost their lives, and we're not seeing multiple videos of black men laughing, teasing, or being disrespectful because those women are no longer with us. However, when a few of the black men with passports were reported dead, certain black women made videos mocking their death. And of course, we're not going to do that. We're going to say with class and dignity, condolences to the families of those young ladies who lost their lives.
And leave your Western trauma behind. You know, people pack their trauma in their suitcases and they come to the continent. And they come with that sense of entitlement. They want to tell people what to do and what they're doing is not enough and they're so poor, they want to give charity. Did they say they needed your help? Did you ask them what they wanted help with? You know, we have this way of, thinking that we know better.
Now, did she just describe a woman from the Matrix or what? Ladies from the Matrix, listen up. Those men over there in Gambia are not going to be bossed around by you. You start flipping off at the mouth with one of those African men, and he'll shut your mouth for you. Now, here's what you're going to find hilarious. Take a listen to the sprinkle lady in this video.
Ladies in foreign countries, ma'am, when you see them passport bros leading through the crowd with their beer belly and bald heads and colorful, ugly shirts. This is how they live in America. This is it. This is what they come home to after you feed them arroz con pollo. That's what they coming home to, okay? I sprinkle. Okay, this is what they coming home to, baby. Remember that.
Now take a look at this video of a black woman interviewing an African man, showing how he's living, and saying that black women from America are more than happy to come there and stay with him in his place of residence.
All right, so go ahead, tell me, because, you know, I didn't want to just not mention that.
House where I live.
This where you bring the ladies? This where you bring your girlfriend?
Yeah, maybe girlfriend, yes.
Okay, ladies, he telling y'all where y'all gonna be hanging out.
African house.
African house.
Yeah.
So you take a lady back here on a date?
No lady on the date.
How do you take a lady on a date here? Where would you take her?
Like what?
Where would you take her? Where would you go?
No, just when I bring lady, you know, we can have a chatting, you know.
You can chat? Okay.
Yeah, only that, you know.
You gonna chat in here?
Yeah.
You gonna bring her back here and chat?
Yeah, chat, you know, sometimes.
Oh, so black women will buy round-trip flight to Gambia, pay for it out of her own pocket, and she'll meet with an African man who lives in meager means and he doesn't have to spend $200 on a dinner date. She's more than happy staying in his humble abode and just have a chat. But she won't meet a black man in the same city that she lives in for a coffee date? Wow.
Okay, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm just asking questions, you know, because the ladies want to know.
If he lived like this in America, would they be cool with this?
What they gonna look forward to, what they got to look forward to when they come out here now?
I can think of one thing they can look forward to over and over again.
Now this is where y'all gonna be hanging out and stuff, honey. He gonna cook you some fish over there.
Yeah.
You see how?
Well, you normally cook, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just really impressed by how you guys were willing to give this brother a showed you his living quarters. Like, he showed you that he was living and sleeping in a tent outside, cooking on the rocks and the wood. And I had a sister say, I can fix it up and make it nice. And I was like, wow.
The last video I posted, I proved that women from Western culture are full of it. They said they would choose being alone in the forest with a bear than with a strange man. I proved in that video that they would choose the man if she found him attractive. But if she didn't find him attractive, then she would choose the bear, supposedly. And now in this video, Western women simply go for what they want and not what's good for them. They won't date a man in her own country who makes less than $100,000 a year, but an African man who makes less than $50,000 a year and lives in a place of meager means. She'll fly all the way to the other side of the earth to be with him, and she'll pay for everything. Oh, and she'll fix up his place for him too.
But let there have been a brother in the States. If a brother in the States ain't even got a car.
Oh, I forgot about that. And he can't just have any car either. He's got to have an expensive car.
The sister's not even checking for him, no education. What? You know, I know a lot of sisters can be very, very particular and have these expectations of black men, but when they come to Africa, or when it came to that video, I'm gonna just talk about the video.
Shout out to JFK Gomez for posting that video on TikTok. See, here's how it really works in Western women's minds. They figure if they go to Africa and get with a man that has less, they'll be able to control him because she's paying for everything. But like I said earlier in this video, the men in Africa are not going to tolerate that. They will put their foot down. And if you don't get in line, they will put their foot somewhere else. Now here's the difference between Western women and Western men when it comes down to using our passport and dealing with someone of the opposite sex when you're talking about a country that has less than we have. We understand the women in other countries don't have a lot, and we don't mind. We know that they live in places that are not up to par as far as what we're used to. But the difference is this: what we get in return for taking care of one of these women, you can't really put a price tag on. Even though a lot of these women may be considered poor, these are some of the cleanest women walking the earth. Now, of course, there are homeless, not so clean women in other countries, but there are homeless, not so clean women in the Matrix too. So women can't even use that argument. But most of the women in other countries, if you see them walking around out in the streets or see them in their workplace, you would have no idea that they live in lesser accommodations. Even their children are clean. When us Western men go to other countries searching for a companion or even a wife, we're looking for a cooperation, a woman who is resourceful, a woman who is helpful, a woman who is clean, a woman who appreciates everything we do for her. And like the African man said earlier in this video, the more you appreciate us, the more we will want to do for you. Unfortunately, too many of women in the matrix, especially black women, who go to other countries looking for men who don't have much. They're looking for that man to do whatever they say, whenever they say it, and however they say it. There were videos being made about a year ago of Western women saying that passport brothers were only looking for slaves. Speaking for the real men I've interacted with in the Philippines, that's not true. We're looking for a peaceful, humble, and cooperative women who actually want those same attributes in a man. So to all the women in the Matrix who are willing to go to Africa or any other country where the men make less than the men in your country, just know that you're going to have to foot the entire bill. And even if you pay for everything and bring him back to your country, if you rob him of his peace, he will respond the same way this African man did it in this video. He will divorce you and be more than willing to give up his green card and go back to where he came from. Like Teddy said in that song, you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are.
I see a lot of sisters who are going to Africa, who are going back home and marry these men. Now they found their soulmate away, and we're trying to warn them, and they're like throwing rocks at us as if we're trying to like keep these men for ourselves. Nah, we're trying to warn you guys. 9 out of 10 in the African culture, in other cultures, Arab culture, Indian culture, other culture, men are the one that seek out women for marriages. They go ask their hand in marriage. But if you want to come, you don't know the culture, and you go to Africa, and you're going to go stay over there with him. You're going to marry him on your dime. You're going to bring him to America on your dime. You're going to make a visa on your dime. Sis, be very, very careful. I know y'all like to throw rocks, and when y'all hear something y'all don't like, y'all be quick to judge.
No matter where you go, well, there you are. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these 2 videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.